down the hammer and pick up the pencil. You're about to listen to the Savvy Radio Show. Learn from real-life real estate investors, experience revealed with the Savvy Landlord as your host.
Hello, savvy investors, fellow investors, rookie investors, veteran investors. I'm just glad that you're an investor, and I'm also stoked that you actually tuned in and listened to this podcast. So I'm going to break it down. You may not know me, and that's okay, but my name is Steven Van Kallenberg. I am the Savvy Landlord. I've written a few books on real estate investing, landlording, and I'm not ashamed. That's right. I'm not ashamed to tell you that I am a landlord. Don't call me a slumlord to some. Nah, I'm just playing. Anyway, I'm going to go over 10 real estate books that have impacted me. And, I'm on this trip about being a master. I went to the Eric Thomas conference, and, one day, hopefully I'm at this level where I can empower you just the way this man empowers me and so many of my friends, and it's just mecca. But the thing is, to be a master, you got to grind out 10,000 hours to be. You want to be a master. So the way to be a master is through knowledge. And so when I talk to rookie investors or personal development or kids that I tutor or whatever, you got to knock out the 10 minutes a day read. I love Jim Rohn says, I'd miss a meal, but I'm not going to miss my reading. Man, my productivity, my wealth, my knowledge, money is the new money. That's Eric Thomas. You gotta learn, and watching YouTube videos and listening to people, that's a good way to learn, but that's not the ultimate way to learn. Ultimate, you just got to meditate. You got to think about what you're reading, and so that's 10 minutes a day. Do it every time you go potty. Freaking read something. Don't just get on Facebook when you're in the potty. Grab a book, whip out your Kindle, use the Kindle app. Use an Android, whatever. Here we go. 10 books I think should, on the road to mastery. 1, Rich Dad Poor Dad. Everybody, I hopefully you read Rich Dad Poor Dad. It is a philosophy-oriented book. It was a book that changed my whole world of thinking, and that I can be rich. You don't have to take that card and say you're a poor kid or you broke. Nope. Rich Dad Poor Dad. It's just a primer. What he says, go buy assets. So simple. I don't know why. It's amazing that I used to buy this book. I've probably given out about 30 to 50 copies. And I used to, you got to give and not ask. You got to give and not ask to receive, meaning you give. And years ago, I'm like, did you read the book? Did you read the book? Hey, you could change your life. You could be a millionaire. I'm telling you, you can. Just read this book and do what it says, and it's on. And so many people read the book and they're like, that was a good book. I'm like, wow. So I'm going to hit you with number 1, Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. Listen, I'm a real big audiobooks. I think you should read this book, listen to this book, and read this book. Number 2, Real Estate Riches, How to Become Rich Using Banker's Money by Dolph DeRoos. All right. So he was, in cahoots with Rich Dad Poor Dad. I don't know if they broke off, but he's on his own. He's an Australian cat. If you are the high C analytical stock market, 30 years, hold on, 8%, blah, 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 that's what the talking heads say, and Jim Cramer and all this other madness. Listen, this book breaks it down. It is one of the first books that I've ever read. And I was kind of in my very young in my career. I read this book like 15 years ago, but it compares the stock market to real estate. And so, now at 40 something years old, I really don't care what people think, right? But before I was like, well, I'm in real estate. Well, real estate sucks. It's tax, stocks are better. Buy RIM. Yeah. Buy the RIM stock. Yeah. Hello, BlackBerry. Where are you now? Or buy this stock. And, you got to make money. You got to research. You got to read. It's just not easy. Real estate riches really broke me off and just taught me that, that the freaking stock market is a scam. For real. For real, it is a scam. You just randomly, blindly handing money over to some dude who's a fund manager. I'm getting on this rabbit, but listen, then they get paid regardless if you make money or not. That doesn't make sense. They manage your money on a percentage, but they get paid if you lose money. That's called management fee. I don't want to get into it. Maybe we should do a podcast. If that struck a chord in you, blast me. That's cool. If you want me to talk more about that, let me know, because I try not to bring that up because it frustrates me, because 90% of America has a 401k and they think they're going to retire, and passively, that's not going to happen. Okay, not through running buying some stock from some CEO that's having some scandal. Okay. Number 3, winning through intimidation. Robert Ringer. You probably haven't heard of Robert Ringer. Okay, he's this little underground genius for real. Robert Ringer has written so many books. He was a dominator in the 80s. If you're in personal development, I hope that have heard about Robert Ringer. If not, get this book, Winning Through Intimidation. And when I tell people the title of the book, oh, were you trying to intimidate people? No, the guy wrote the book because he was getting intimidated. He was getting hammered on real estate deals. And I think I read this book. I wasn't even really into real estate. But the couple key factors that I got out of this book, once, that the guy, he was basically my first time I heard of a wholesaler. I didn't even know what a wholesaler was, probably to about 3, 4, 5 years ago. But I read this book about 10, maybe 15 years ago. He was a wholesaler of apartments. And basically sellers would be struggling. They couldn't finish the project, and it was apartments. And he would, there would be a builder in California, couldn't finish the deal. And then he would talk to someone in New York and get those two together and get a fee for that. And he wasn't even a real estate agent. I mean, I'm assuming that he has his license. It doesn't matter. But he would get railroaded at closing. And then I just talked to, if you listened yesterday, to the title company. It's important to have a title company on your team. I mean, on your team, not on the seller's team, or vice versa. If you're a seller, you need that title company on your team. They can do some creative things for you. So he was getting hammered. He would get to the end. The deal was about to bust. The seller would pull out and say, I'm not going to pay you. Gangster. And you got a buyer there with $3 million, and then you got the seller trying to jerk. And so he had a lawyer up, and every deal he does now, what I got from the gist of the book was Winning Through Intimidation. He would show up with his attorney. He didn't lose after that. So it's just a wonderful book. You should read the book. It also covers the leapfrog effect, where why not aren't you doing apartments? I was like, back then I don't even think I had a rental property, but still, it was very motivating, and it was great. Number 4, The Millionaire Real Estate Investor. Interesting book. Gary Keller Williams, whatever. He's got tons of best-selling books out there. But you know how I got this book? I'm telling you, I refer this book madly because one of my mentors said, I go, hey, what's your favorite book that you've ever read? And he said, The Millionaire Real Estate Investor. Straight up, it is a book to read, and you will become a millionaire. You follow this book, do what it says, and you will be wealthy if that's what you want. Being a millionaire is not wealthy. Let me tell you, you just got bigger headaches. Gary Keller, if you are even thinking about real estate, or you've done a deal and you haven't read this book, there's something mentally wrong. Go out, get this book, get it on Kindle. Gary Keller, The Millionaire Real Estate. It covers everything that you would ever need to know comfortably as a real estate investor. Get it on audio, easy listen. It's not necessarily, I'm telling you, you'll know everything you need to know. Number 5. Nothing Down by Robert G. Allen. Bing, bang, bing, bang, boom. Now, if you Google up Robert Allen, he was a first selling real estate guru, with Russ Whitney. And I don't know if you follow that jazz. I don't know how long you've been in real estate, but let me tell you right now, nothing down, off the chain motivator that you can buy real estate creatively. You think you can't get a deal? I'm telling you, I read this book and I went out and did 5 deals. I just did what it said. I love that he was challenged in the 80s from LA Times. Google it up. Robert G. Allen, LA Times, Nothing Down. They challenged him and said, hey, he's like, I can buy real estate with no money. They gave him a challenge. They said, we're going to pick a city. We're going to give you $100 cash and go buy a house. And the dude bought a house, 3 of them or 6 of them. I haven't read the book in so long, but it was like, wow, you can do that. And I'm telling you, 2016, August, you can do that, but you don't know that. But how you do know something? By reading. Go get Nothing Down. You can get, you find it at a thrift store. You can get it on Amazon for $4, $1 and $3 shipping. I got to drop this one. Go to abebooks.com, ABEBOOKS.com. Rare books, cheap books, $3 delivered. You thought Amazon was off the chain. Go to abebooks.com. All right. So number 6, that was a good little middle there. Halftime. Now we're going to the second half. We're at the NBA finals, or I guess it would be NCAA finals, whatever, basketball. Did they do quarters there? I don't know. Man. Creating Wealth by Robert G. Allen. All right. So I love these people that wrote books. And again, if you Google this guy up, in Canada, he got railroaded because he was charging $10,000 for seminars and, whatever. Okay. But I can tell you this, the book is legit because I'm not where I am today if I did not read Robert Allen's Creating Wealth. Now, I read Rich Dad Poor Dad and all these books followed it. And this is kind of in chronological order a little bit. But here's the deal. He's like, in 10 years, you can have a net worth of $1 million. I'm like, for real, for real? Yes, for real, for real. You buy a house, your first house, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage. Follow this system. I just accelerated that mother. I just did exactly what this guy says. It tells you exactly what compounding does. When after so many years, you sell this house, you'll have this equity built up. It's for real. It's true. 16 years later, guys, 17 years later, here I am. In 1999, I bought my first crib, Creating Wealth. It's out there. It's free at the library. Did you know that you can go get these books for free at the library? Now, you might not get book number 10, but still, you can get this for free. 3% of America have a library card. You thinking about being wealthy, go get a library card. My wife, actually, I'm going to do a podcast on this one. My wife got me yesterday. She's like, Steven, you can go get an app called Overdrive and it syncs to your library card and you can download audiobooks for free. What? Are you serious? Because I'm on Audible like full force. Like somebody's wrecking with me. I'm like, I got Audible up the waz. And she's like, yep, it's free. Free? Free? Yes. And you can get digital books for free too. They can rent them for 7 days for free. No excuses. Go get Creating Wealth. Read it. 10 minutes a day. Number 7. This is my peeps. Mike Butler, Landlording on Autopilot. Let me tell you, when I was struggling about property manager, I got a hold of this book. I can't remember. I think I learned this from Mr. Landlord. This is a long time ago, maybe 7-8 years ago. And I was extremely inspired by this book. A police officer, full-time cop. Now, of course, he's got a little advantage. He's got a little gun on his hip. Still, landlording on autopilot. He ran 75 units, 75 houses through systems. This is the first time I ever had my hand on systems, but he even tells you about the system. It's not a solid book. It scrapes the surface, but I'm telling you, it's where you need to be. If you're pulling your hair out because you don't have a system in place when a tenant wants to move out, or they're trying to break a lease and you don't know what to say, or you're trying to be creative to keep your tenants in there because you don't want changeover. You don't want to do a make ready because it's a grand period. Every time someone moves out, hedge your costs. I'm telling you, read Landlording on Autopilot. I'm telling you, it's a bestseller. I adopt all of his stuff. The 5-star tenant. I'm telling you, read the book. Easy. All right. So just a couple of years ago, I made the commitment. Sold the bridal company. I was, I'm struggling on the DJ company. This is not bringing me where I want to go. And I came across this book. And I was like, man, I'm going to go all in on this real estate. And then just a couple of weeks ago, I'm like, I'm going to be a master at real estate. I'm going to stop playing around with little things. I'm going to go big, and I want people to say, Steve Van Kellenberg knows his stuff. He knows how to do real estate. And how do you know stuff? You got to read. And I came across this book and I was like, wow, how did I never knew about this book? Now get ready, write this down. The Weeknd Millionaires Secret to Investing in Real Estate. I mean, it's almost like too good to be true. Let me say it again. The Weeknd Millionaires Secret to Investing in Real Estate by Mike Summey. and Roger Dawson. Now, yeah, that's right. I paused. Roger Dawson, he is the negotiating wizard, best-selling negotiating author. He wrote a book with this cat named Mike Summey. Here's the deal. Go get on Audible. They have a Nightingale Conan course. You could go spend $200 and go on Nightingale Conan's website and buy their course. And I'm telling you, $200 is a deal. But if you are an Audible member for $15 a month, or buy the super plan, the platinum plan, and prepay for 25 books for $250, and you can get this $30. This is a $35 course, which is mega cheap on Audible. But people say $35 is high. Okay, I can't tell you how many nuggets I have off that book. I'm serious. And I put this on number 8 because you probably won't even get past. I'm not going to talk negative. Get your 10 minutes in. Miss a meal. Get your reading in. The more you read, the more you make. You really want to do this. You made it this far. 15 minutes. Get this stuff. Now, don't go out and fill your flesh and buy all these books and think you're going to read them, because I've done that before. So I just know I got a stack of books. I think I'm going to buy a book, drop $15, and I'm going to be rich. But I never cracked that deal open. But I do have a commitment in my mind. I'm going to spend 10 minutes. I'm going to read that book. All right. So the Weeknd Millionaire Secret to Investing in Real Estate. Go do it. Now, this next book I actually got from a friend called Corey Boatwright. He's a guru out there. He's a coach. He's got it going on. I'm telling you, he's legit. He told me about a guy named Chris McLaughlins. Okay, so it's McLouglins. I didn't practice that, so I kind of threw that out there. Chris McLaughlins. He has a guide to real estate investing. At first, when I saw his title, his name is in his title. Okay, all right. I'm that cool. I got to put my name in the title. He's out of Florida. But his book is legit. I read it, and he breaks it down simplistically, some complicated stuff, real simple, and he's out doing it right now. I Googled the dude up. Corey knows him, so I verified this information. Sure enough, he's doing deals in Orlando that tells you exactly what to deal, that tells you what to buy. These duplexes, you're like, man, he's getting deals. Follow this guy. He's on Facebook. He's doing it big. Chris McLaughlin's Guide to Smart Real Estate. McLaughlin. That's number 9. And the cool thing about that book, it's pretty current. It just came out maybe less than a year ago. He's hip. He's down. He's not trying to be cool. He seems like a sophisticated investor that went through the ranks. I'm not sure how many units. I think he has like 50 or more. And I'm misquote me, but I read it maybe 6 or 8 months ago. Great book. Get it. Read it. Done. All right, number 10. Hey, I got to do a shout out to your boy, the Savvy Landlord. All right, so a lot of people don't know that I wrote a book, and I wrote this book 4 years ago. I actually went on Amazon yesterday, see if anybody clowned me or anything. I only got 11 reviews. People ask me what you can do to help me. Hey, go on Amazon, go get the $3 Kindle version, and do a review for your boy. That would help me out. But here's the deal. I wrote this book out of a dream. Lifelong dream. Everybody wants a dream to write a book. And I'm telling you right now, you should write a book. I'm telling you, there's so many deals that you've done, or how you got your first deal. People need to read that. You need to get that out there for your kids. You just need to do it. But Rich Dad Poor Dad impacted me bar none. I would not be where I'm at. Yes, Millionaire Fastline, MJ DeMarco is my number 1 book. And I didn't put this on this list because this is the 10 books for real estate I think that you need to read to become a superstar in your market. But I wrote The Savvy Landlord to be the most authentic book for real. I tell you exactly how I died on the curb here. There's no like, I'm a millionaire and I did this and this is how. Nope. I went chronologically from 1999 to 2011. And I remember when the editor said, you sure you want to put these addresses in here? I said, absolutely. I want to be authentic. You can Google these houses up. You can look at that I'm the owner. And I'm telling you, this is how I found it. This is how I did it. And it's amazing, and I'm so glad. It was the hardest thing I've ever done to date. Maybe weight loss is up there, but it's extremely powerful. When people read the book, they email me or they text me or whatever, and they say, man, I feel sorry for you that you went through that. And that's what I want to do. I didn't cover the stories where I got a deal and I drove by, called the sign, and the lady was desperate and she sold it to me. I didn't talk about those deals. I talked about how I did it and the address and what happened. And you need to do it. And, back to, I know someone's going to email me or text me when I say this. You should go write a book. I'm telling you, I was at a restaurant one day and a guy recognized me and he walks up to me and he says, man, thank you for writing the book. And I'm like, man, after I wrote the book, I realized nobody reads. I found out there's some statistic out there, like 98% people don't read past the first chapter. For real. And I was like, wow, it's so true. Because that's me too. Because I buy books thinking that I'm going to be rich from it. Or it's, just me buying the book as an act of worship. And, and he said to me that really impacted me. He said that my son's reading his book and he's motivated. And it's just interesting. And, people, I'm telling you guys, I sound like I'm big. I'm not, I'm small. I'm nobody. Nobody knows me. I'm this little dude in Oklahoma. But it's just cool. It was worth it. So you should go do it. Someone out there speaks your language. Someone out there needs to hear that you did it. Maybe even you've only done one deal. Write a blog, start something, record it in a recorder. But hey, I would appreciate it. It's the Savvy Landlord. I give you nuts and bolts. I think it's a well-rounded book. If you're interested in real estate at all, you get through this book. You hear my story, rags to riches. It's inspiring. It's a real deal. Write a review. I'd really appreciate that. Other than that, my name is Steven Van Kallenberg. In Amazon, you got to type in thesavvylandlord.com. You like this episode? Let me know. If you don't, let me know. Whatever. I'm going to blow it off. You should, because there's haters out there. There's naysayers, but you got to fight through it. When you fight through the naysayers, you do it. Step out of your comfort zone. Stop trying to overanalyze stuff. Get these books. Become a better citizen, make the right decision, bless people, go buy assets so you can go do that. And I do that through real estate. Have a great day. Keep hope alive.
Thanks for listening to the Savvy Radio Show. Glide online and listen to our other motivating episodes at savvyradioshow.com. Connect on Twitter @LandlordBook and always be buying assets.